Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, saya Muhammad Fajar Mediawan Gintings. Saya merupakan dosen di program studi sastra Inggris Fakultas Sastra Universitas Pamulang. Saya bergabung di Unpam dan ditempatkan di program studi sastra Inggris sejak tahun 2019. Pada tahun 2021, saya mendapat tugas tambahan sebagai koordinator di Lembaga Pengembangan Pendidikan dan Pembelajaran Unpam, di mana saya berkontribusi pada pengembangan Unpam di bidang akademik. Pada tahun 2022, saya terlibat dalam penyusunan pedoman pengembangan kurikulum PT berbasis KKNI yang berorientasi MBKM, serta menjadi panitia peninjauan kurikulum universitas. Selain itu, saya juga terlibat dalam penyusunan pedoman kegiatan MBKM Unpam, seiring menjadi koordinator perguruan tinggi untuk program pertukaran mahasiswa merdeka tahun 2021 sampai 2023. Pada kesempatan ini, saya membuat video pernyataan diri dosen untuk unjuk kerja Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi atau PDD UKT-PT bidang pengajaran sebagai salah satu instrumen penilaian pada sertifikasi dosen tahun 2024. Pada video ini, saya akan menyajikan pengajaran mata kuliah Scientific Writing yang menjadi mata kuliah utama saya selama mengajar di Prodi Sastra Inggris Unpam dan tercatat pada sister saya sebagai kinerja di bidang pendidikan. Mata kuliah Scientific Writing memiliki bobot 2 SKS dan diajarkan pada mahasiswa Prodi Sastra Inggris Unpam pada semester 5. Mata kuliah ini disajikan dalam 16 pertemuan termasuk dengan ujian tengah semester dan ujian akhir semester. Adapun CPL yang ingin dicapai oleh mata kuliah ini meliputi pertama, CPL sikap, yaitu menunjukkan sikap bertanggung jawab atas pekerjaan di bidang keahliannya secara mandiri. Kedua, CPL keterampilan umum, yaitu mampu menunjukkan kinerja mandiri, bermutu, dan terukur. Ketiga, CPL pengetahuan, yaitu memiliki pengetahuan kebahasaan yang memadai tentang bahasa Inggris dan keterampilan berkomunikasi dengan bahasa Inggris secara lisan dan tulisan. Terakhir, CPL keterampilan khusus, yaitu menguasai kecakapan berbahasa Inggris, baik lisan maupun tulisan. CPL mata kuliah tersebut diturunkan menjadi capaian pembelajaran mata kuliah, yaitu mahasiswa dapat menyusun tulisan saintifik atau akademik dengan menggunakan transition signals, tata bahasa dan organisasi yang tepat dan baik serta secara tepat, menggunakan kutipan dan membuat daftar pustaka sebagai pendukung argumen. Kemudian beberapa referensi yang digunakan pada mata kuliah ini yaitu artikel jurnal saya sendiri yaitu Promoting Students Writing Skill, Gender-Based Approach in Indonesian EFL Context, lalu Academic Writing English oleh Osima and Hogue, lalu Writing Proposal and Thesis in Education oleh Pretorius dan kawan-kawan, dan terakhir Stylish Academic Writing oleh Sword 2012. Berikutnya, saya akan menyampaikan analisis dari delivery, interaction, assessment, atau DIA dari mata kuliah ini. Secara keseluruhan, mata kuliah ini mengadopsi pendekatan berbasis genre yang merupakan integrasi hasil penelitian saya dengan bidang pengajaran. Cakupan materi yang mata kuliah ini berikan adalah pertama, Introduction to Scientific Writing, kedua, Pre-Writing Activities, ketiga, Writing TEEL Paragraph, keempat, Writing Academically, kelima, Plagiarism, keenam, Citation termasuk quotation, summarizing, dan paraphrasing, ketujuh, APA 7 Referencing Style, dan terakhir Writing Your Essay termasuk di dalamnya Introduction, Body, dan Conclusion Paragraphs. Materi-materi tersebut akan disampaikan dengan kombinasi metode pembelajaran ceramah, diskusi, studi kasus, dan praktik menulis. Lalu untuk interaction, pada mata kuliah ini dilakukan antara dosen dan mahasiswa saat penyampaian materi, tanya jawab, serta konsultasi dan pemberian feedback pada saat pekerjaan tugas. Interaksi juga terjadi antar mahasiswa saat mereka melakukan diskusi untuk melakukan analisis dan pengerjaan tugas mereka. Pada bagian assessment, penilaian pada mata kuliah ini mengikuti standar penilaian Universitas Pamulang dengan 4 komponen utama, yaitu kehadiran atau keaktifan dengan bobot 10%, tugas dengan bobot 20% yang saya ambil dari pengerjaan tugas di setiap pertemuan, ujian tengah semester dengan bobot 30%, dan ujian akhir semester berbentuk tugas penulisan saintifik dengan bobot 40%. Penilaian lebih rinci saya buat pada bagian UAS karena mata kuliah ini berbasis proyek di mana mahasiswa mengumpulkan tulisan saintifik berisi maksimal 1000 kata mengenai topik-topik kebahasaan di bidang literature, linguistics, dan applied linguistics. Tulisan saintifik para mahasiswa akan dinilai berdasarkan beberapa komponen berikut. Pertama, scope and expression of argument, coherence of argument, supporting evidence for arguments, dan terakhir overall presentation. Berikutnya, saya akan menyajikan rekaman pembelajaran tatap muka di kelas pada salah satu pertemuan mata kuliah Scientific Writing. So we meet again on meeting 10 on Scientific Writing course. Today we're going to talk about writing an introduction paragraph. I think you are familiar with this in your previous courses, but today we're going to talk about it more in depth. Before we begin, I would like to tell you about the learning outcome of the lesson. So today you are expected to be able to produce or write an introduction paragraph with attention to the purpose, structure, as well as its element correctly and acceptably. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. First, let's begin with looking at the picture. You can see the picture clearly, right? What picture is it? Yeah, Novika?
It is potato chips.
Is it the potato chips or the packaging?
Packaging of potato chips.
Packaging of potato chips. Thank you, Novika. What can you see on the packaging of this potato chips packaging?
The potato chip itself and then the words of...
The words, the brand, correct? The potato itself, and then it turns into chips,
Yeah.
as well as the
Taste.
the taste, yeah, the flavor. What flavor is it? Seaweed. Okay, it's nori or seaweed flavor. Thank you. So, how can this relate to introduction paragraph? So, when you have a snack, a packaging of a snack, when you look at the snack, the packaging, what do you expect to see after you open it? Yeah, Kareng.
The same thing as the packaging.
The same thing. So if the packaging show you the potato chips image, so you expect that there would be
Chips.
a chips inside. Okay. So you will be disappointed if the inside is not potato chips. Correct. So it is the same as introduction. The introduction should give your reader a clear idea of what your essay will cover. So it is the purpose is not to disappoint your reader what will come up in the essay. So it's supposed to be give you a clear idea, or the reader clear idea of what the essay will cover. So today we're going to learn how to give your reader a clear idea of what your essay will talk about or will discuss. Okay, I will begin with the content. The content of introduction is to provide some background or specific problem of the issue you are addressing, and then it also should clearly outline your answers. This means that it should tell the reader about thesis, your position, contention, or your main argument. And then what to note is that your essay or your scientific essay is not a mystery novel. So this is why we have an introduction. Your essay should tell the reader clearly what you will talk in the middle or in the body. So your reader should not be surprised when they read your body paragraph. And then the structure of an introduction paragraph is going from general to specific. So this is why we learn about narrowing topic, right, in the previous meetings. So you should come with general sense, to provide the context of the essay, and then you can narrow down until your specific position or thesis statement. So this is it should end with your arguments. In illustration, an introduction paragraph looks like this. So it's like a funnel, funnel. So from a broad sense to a more focused middle, and then it ends with thesis statement, which limits your discussion. So your thesis statement is your point of discussion. You should talk anything based on your thesis statement. And then the content of the structure in the broad opening, you can talk about the problem you are addressing, and then in the position or thesis statement, you should talk about your answer to the problem or your position. And then at the end, you should give the reader the spoiler, I say spoiler, of your main points, or it should be called a review of arguments. Up until this point, any question? Yeah, Karang, you have question?
What role does the overview of argument play in introduction?
Okay, thank you,
paragraph?
Karang. Karang asked about the role of overview of arguments. So why should we give overview of what we will talk about in our body paragraph? This is because it relates to the purpose of the introduction paragraph to tell the reader how many things you will talk about. So the reader could already expect how long the essay will be and what are the arguments will be. So as I said before, it's not a mystery novel. The reader should be informed in forward to give them preparation to read your essay. If it will be long, then the reader might have to consider the time they will take to read. Does that answer your question, Karen?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next I will tell you about the structure or the steps of making an introduction. So first you begin with broad opening. As the name says, broad, so you should give context to your essay. In what field you are talking about. If I will be talking about language teaching, then I should talk about the language teaching in where, or who, or what. So those are the questions you can ask yourself when you're writing broad opening. Who is your talking about? What is your talking about? When is it? Where is it? Or how and or why is it? So you can ask yourself about these questions and then make a broad opening to give the context to your essay. And then you can move on to the more specific opening. This is where you can include why this topic is important. Okay, you can talk about the significance, why is it important to talk about this topic. After that, you can move to your thesis statement. So thesis statement should only contain of one sentence to make it clear, to make it simple. And the notes that you should make sure that your claim is realistic, so you're not claiming something that is impossible. And then you should also make sure it has some significance. Why is it important? And then the last part of introduction is overview of arguments. As Karang asked before, this is where you will be telling the readers where you'll be going and what is going to come up in the essay. So, to give you more clear depiction of introduction, I will give you example. So, let's start with the topic. So, I have a topic here. Is critical thinking important for university students? What do you think? Is it important? Why? Why is it important? For you, what is it important? Why is it important? Critical thinking skills for university students. Yeah, Novika.
Because I think it makes us it's important because we will writing thesis, and it's very important for our thesis to critical thinking.
Okay, thank you. It is important because you will write many assignments, right?
Yeah.
Including thesis, right? So, in my opinion, I also said yes. Yes, it is. Yes, critical thinking is important for university students. And I will begin with telling you that same like Novika, which is assignments at university level require more than just technical writing skill. So here is the broad opening. This is broad because I haven't talked about critical thinking yet. I only talk about assignments, and I talk that assignments require more than technical writing skills. I haven't talked about critical thinking, but then I need to narrow down my discussion, so I try to reach the discussion into critical thinking by saying that most of the courses require students to analyze. Then analysis relates to critical thinking. So I said that conducting analysis require us to do heavy thinking such as critical thinking. Okay? This is already quite specific, but I haven't stated any of my position, correct? So then the next part or the next sentence, I talk about my thesis statement, where I said that in this sense, critical thinking is vital. So you can see that I highlighted this part because this is how a thesis statement should sound. You have to have a position or you have to have opinion, whether it is important, not important, negative or positive. Yeah. And then I give explanation for students to do assignments at university level to give the context, to relate back to the context I give and broad opening. One sentence only to make it simpler and clear for thesis statement. And then the next one is overview of arguments. This is right before you come to the body paragraph. So this is where you tell the reader what will you present on your body paragraphs, whether 2 or 3 paragraphs. So here you can see that I said I will present 2 reasons. So overview of arguments usually begin with I will or this essay will. Okay. In a full form of paragraph, the introduction paragraph looks like this. Of course, this is a short one. It will depend on your essay. If you are asked to write a 500 words essay, this length is sufficient. But then if you are asked to do a longer essay, then your introduction must be a more longer. Okay, so we will move to exercise or practice. So these are sentences that I jumbled. You know, jumbled? I mixed it up. So this is actually a paragraph. What you have to do is to arrange these sentences into a correct paragraph. So first, before you could arrange this, of course you have to read it. I will give you like 1 or 2 minutes to read the paragraph.
I think I will point out the second sentences. It is a broad opening because it has general sentences, so it's not specific comparing to the other sentences.
Okay, do you get it? That's very good. You are very correct by saying that it gives the paragraph the context by saying Indonesian schools, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So number 2, according to Karang, is broad opening, and then the next one, Novika.
It tells, I will point out the number 3. I think it is overview of arguments because it tells the reader what will come out by mentioning 2 major benefits. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, very nice. So it tells the reader what will come up in the essay.
Yeah.
Okay, and in this sense or in this context, it will tell you the benefits, correct? And there are 2 benefits. Okay. Next one. So we have broad opening, we have thesis statement, and Zibran, what would you like to point out?
How can we provide balance providing information enough without giving away too much of the essay?
Okay, thank you, Zibran. You are correct. So number 4 is thesis statement because it talks about the topic. Because we already have the broad opening and then the thesis statement, and then we only have 2 left, correct? Thesis statement and more specific opening. So number 4 is more specific opening, and then we left with number 1. Then it should be, what is it, Wilda?
I think the sentence number 1 is thesis statement because it states of the writer.
Because
which
it
is
tells you
gender
about
based, is important.
your position in the essay, correct? Because it tells you that gender-based approach is effective. Then it is your position in this essay, okay, in this topic. Okay, thank you, Wilda. So, sorry. Okay, I guess it runs out. Okay, so this is the broad opening. You are correct, Karang, because it tells the context, Indonesian schools, and then curriculum of Indonesia. So it talks about where is the context, and then what we will be going to talk about. Is it about writing? And then more specific opening, according to Zibran, it talks about the topic of the essay. So it is gender based. You are correct, and it relates to teaching writing. And then next is the thesis statement, because there is a statement, correct? Gender-based approach is effective. So it is a position. I could have said it's not effective, but then I choose it's effective. And then lastly is overview of arguments, where I'm telling you that how many things or what will come up in the essay by saying that there will be 2 major benefits presented in this essay. So this is in full form. So it is always in this order. Okay, broad opening, more specific, thesis statement, and then overview of arguments. It must be in this order. Okay. So relating back to the topic, you can have a longer introduction based on the length of your full essay, but then for a shorter essay, like 1 sentence per part is already enough. So you can try by doing 1 sentence per structure, and then you can develop it if you want. Any questions up until this point? Zibran, you have a question?
I want to ask about how can we provide balance enough information without giving away too much of the.
Okay, thank you. Good questions. He asked that how can we limit or how can we balance the information given in introduction compared to the body paragraph, correct? So in the introduction, you can focus on the parts, the components. So it has its own purposes, and then to balance, what you will talk about in the body will only be mentioned in the overview of arguments. So you must limit your discussion here and just talk like the example. Just say that you will present 2 benefits, 2 reasons, 2 negative effect, just like that, to limit your discussion, and then you give the rest in the body paragraph to make it more clear. Because if it is discussed in the introduction, then it is too much. Does that answer your question, Zibran? Okay, thank you for your question. Now, it will be the time for you to write your own introduction paragraph. I will give you 40 minutes to write it down while I will go around and then accept consultation as well as questions. And then at the end, I would like one of you to be a volunteer and write your paragraph, introduction paragraph on the board. Okay, your time for writing begins now. Okay, time is up. Now I would like one of you to come forward to write your paragraph, introduction paragraph, to show to your friend, and then we can talk about it to give you feedback and how to revise your writing. Who would like to be a volunteer? Olivia, you can write down in the keyboard there. So the others, please pay attention to her writing and please give a positive feedback. Okay, thank you, Olivia. Let's give applause to Olivia. Okay, this is her introduction. Anyone who would like to say something about this, give a feedback, positive feedback, or something that she can improve from her introduction paragraph? Anyone? Wilda, please give your comments.
I think the paragraph is very clear. Thank you.
Okay, that is all for today. We are going to meet again next week, and I hope your introduction paragraph will be better. And then you should also keep revising it if you have some changes in your body paragraph or conclusion. So I'll see you again next week. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.